All right, today I want to talk about Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the good, the bad, the ugly part of this game. Now, we just got done with the technical test, and we had 3 days with this game, which is really cool, man, and I was happy to be a part of it. And I'm just going to tell you my honest opinion of the game right now as far as what I've seen, and hopefully these guys will take this into account, and I believe that they will, because Gunn, the people that made Friday the 13th, are the same ones making this game, and spoiler alert, they nailed a lot of this. First, let's talk about the graphics and the concept of the game. So obviously you're going to drop in, you're going to be tied up, and the whole idea is to get yourself loose and as quickly and quietly as possible be able to get out of the house without being demolished by Leatherface or some of the other killers that are trying to attack you. It's basically a 3v4. 3 killers, 4 survivors, although I saw there was another killer in here that blows like green gas or something, but I never, not once, saw that killer, so maybe in the full game they will be there. The graphics of the game look good, but what you'll notice is like it's not like astonishing, like, oh my god, this is the most beautiful game ever. It kind of has like a 70s feel to it, which I think is what they were going for, and yet the graphics are much improved from Friday the 13th. You'll see little things like as far as, trying to pick locks and how it might be picking off to the side of it. You'll see certain animations whenever you're Leatherface and you're killing somebody or one of the killers, where the camera kind of gets in the way of an object. There's little quirky things like that all in all I think are insignificant, but I did want to mention them. Like if you're somebody that is looking for the most realistic thing that you've ever seen, you're not going to get that. What you are going to get is a ton of fun, and that's where this game really excels, man. It is just a good time, and if you can get some of your buddies to play together, that's probably where it's going to excel that fun or make this game even more fun than what it is even solos. You have the opportunity to work with other people if you have your mic on. You obviously communicate, hey, this door is open. That's the biggest thing, getting out of the basement. We had 2 locations that we played. Both of them were like dawn, right before it gets dark. So I assume they're going to have a day-night cycle, which is really cool. But we got to play in the main family house and in the slaughterhouse. And then you work together or work by yourself to get out of the basement and then navigate through Grandpa, who is super powerful in the game and allows the killers to actually see you through walls. And anyways, Grandpa is pretty powerful if the killers take the time to feed him the blood that he needs. And that's another thing. You'll see him like feeding Grandpa blood, and it's like, it's on top of his head. Whatever. There's some little funky things here and there. There was a couple moments where the game first started up, and it looked like your character actually jumped up to get themselves tied up instead of just being tied up. There's also a sequence whenever you play as Leatherface, he'll run the chainsaw through the victim after hanging him on the meat hook, and there's like literally nothing but like some blood spilling from her, and there's no wound or anything like that. Those types of things I think need to be cleaned up. Oh, there you go. There's Grandpa being fed blood like right under his chin, The music, by the way, is fantastic, man. They're following the same exact music, and some of the audio cues, like the police reports in the beginning, and just all in all, it feels like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and it, again, has that old school 70s vibe to it, which I really dig. Now, playing as the killers or the victims is equally as fun. I don't think you're going to have a bunch of people saying, oh man, I only want to play as Leatherface, I'm not going to play as anybody else. It is an equally terrifying and satisfying experience on both sides. Yeah, there we go. We got it, baby. Now, let me talk about one of the things I don't care for. They kind of stuck with this idea that you get into a match, all 8 players or 7 players have to ready up before the game will start. They really need to change this to where whatever your loadout is, because there's going to be different things you can add onto your character and whatever else, that stuff needs to be done before you get into the lobby. That way, once that lobby is full, you know, you're able to just go right in. I mean, it could be up to 4 or 5 minutes of wait time if you have somebody that's not paying attention, they don't ready up. It can get aggravating. And then you have people leaving and then coming in and then leaving, and then you might leave, and you know, that part of it I think needs to be cleaned up as well. Another thing I found out the second day of playing is that the locations in which the killers are spawning is way too close to the victims.
What is this place? Oh, yes, a shortcut.
I was about to say, am I going to get a pick already?
Antiseptic. Should clean the wound. This might fit in the door.
Nice, 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 nice. No way. Shit! Already? Get out of here, dude! Go, bitch! Oh my god, there's no way. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way.
I gotta find something.
I had 3 matches in a row where I got killed right off the rip. Now remember, if you get hit once, you have very limited sprint, right? You have very limited ways to protect yourself at all. All right? Every character has their own special powers, but I think only one has the ability to knock the killers down, right? To get away from them. So wherever the spawn points are for the killers has to be adjusted, because you have to have time to actually find a lock pit and get some help and all these kind of things to be able to have a chance to even get out of the basement. First day I didn't notice that, man, but people didn't really know the map. So matches were going on for 20 minutes sometimes, and it felt like a really intense experience the whole time. When you wait almost 5 minutes sometimes to get into the match, you start, you get killed right off the rip, you hear the chainsaw going away. It's like, come on, dude. Spawn them somewhere else. Give us some time to actually do what we need to do. But all in all, man, I think they did a really good job, from the noisemakers, from Grandpa, to the killers, to the sound effects, to the gore. I think most people are going to find this as a super enjoyable experience, no matter who you play as. I know that I had a really great time, man, and I spent, 4 or 5 hours total playing the technical tests, and although there are some definite issues, I would say for sure it's not ready to like fully come out. This thing is almost ready, dude, and I'm excited to see like the locations that they're going to put in the game. The day-night cycles. Playing this thing at night is probably going to be even better, I would imagine. So there's a lot of things to be excited about here, and plus the fact that it's not Friday the 13th, in that we know it's not going to get held up in lawsuits. Friday the 13th was such a premature experience in that they didn't have the time to do what they really could have done in that game, right? It's unfortunate. It is what it is. But now we have a game that I think is as equally scary and fun. That's the biggest takeaway from this game. It was a lot of fun to play. So if you played the technical test, if you watched the technical test, I'd love to hear your opinions on it, man. What do you think they should change? Or what do you like in the game? What don't you like? Pros and cons, whatever, man. They need to hear this stuff so we can have a super, or as close to a polished experience as we can have, dude. I'm excited for it. And there you go, man. Big thanks to you guys again. If you want to support what I do, you can subscribe right here on YouTube and Rumble. Big thanks again. See you in the next one. And as always, hold them down.